We want to give you a detailed look at how the events unfolded yesterday afternoon. At around 2:45, sources told ABC News there was a possible connection between Saturday's mass shooting and the Tuesday murder of Professor Loureiro. Later in the evening, police announced Nieves Valente's identity and they announced a warrant for his arrest. Speaking at a press conference regarding Loureiro's murder, Leah Foley, the United States Attorney for Massachusetts, gave reporters a clearer timeline of Nieves Valente's last couple of weeks.
On December 1st, he rented a gray Nissan Sentra with Florida plates from a car rental agency in Boston. That same day, he drove to the vicinity of Brown University, where his car was observed intermittently between December 1st and December 12th. On December 13th, Nieves Valente entered an auditorium on Brown University's campus during a study session and began shooting at students, killing Ella Cook and Mohammed Aziz Umarzokov and injuring 9 others. Between December 13th and December 14th, Nieves Valente returned to Massachusetts. On December 15th, he murdered MIT professor Nuno Loureiro at Loureiro's home in Brookline, Massachusetts.
Now, after leaving Massachusetts, Nieves Valente drove to a storage locker in Salem that he had been renting since November. Members of the Providence Police Department traveled those 80 miles to Salem to execute the warrant, which is where it's believed Nieves Valente took his life. His body was found next to guns there. According to Providence Police Chief Oscar Perez, authorities tied the two crime scenes together after the car that Nieves Valente was allegedly driving was identified in an online tip.
Correct. Yeah, it was part of the tip that was posted actually, and then also the tipster had called and had stated that this individual had a fob and was trying to enter a vehicle that was parked on Benevolent, and so because of that, we obviously knew there was a vehicle and there was a description of a vehicle. When we brought him in, he collaborated further on that vehicle. We put it out through Flock, the description of it, and we learned that within that time period, there was only a certain amount of vehicles that came up with those description fitting it. So our detectives obviously stayed on that and ended up finding this vehicle with Florida plates, and that's how we ended up with that specific vehicle.
Nieves Valente is originally from Portugal, but his last legal address was in Florida. Investigators found while living in Portugal, Nieves Valente attended the same academic program as MIT professor Loureiro did between 1995 and 2000. Despite being born in Europe, officials confirm Nieves Valente lived here in America legally. University President Christina Paxton said he attended Brown from the fall of 2000 to the spring of 2001 and would have taken most of his classes within Barris and Holly, the building where the shooting took place. Despite this development, officials are not letting up in the case.
There are many questions that need to be answered. There's a lot of evidence that needs to be processed, and most importantly, the victims and their families deserve special care and consideration. The FBI and our partners across Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire will continue to search for answers for the victims, survivors, and their families to see what motivated this individual to carry out such a senseless act of violence.
Now, as the investigation turns from a manhunt into a search now for a motive, state and local officials are breathing a sigh of relief now that the threat to the public is considered over. At the end of last night's press conference, Providence Mayor Brett Smiley gave an update on the hospitalized students recovering from the shooting.
I'm happy to say that one condition was upgraded and now all 6 survivors are in stable condition. It is important to not lose fact of the fact that 6 people are still in the hospital who I know would welcome our prayers. This has been a traumatic moment for our community. I hope that today's announcement starts the healing process and provides some closure for that. As the governor, I think, very eloquently stated, lots of people are going to leave town today, but the rest of us will all still be here, and we're going to have a long road ahead. And I know that what we do best as Rhode Islanders is support one another. I know this community will support one another to move forward after the worst act of violence that any of us can remember.